What's going on, everyone? It's your boy back at you again with another issue of Tommy Reads X-Men. Today, we're going to be talking about X-Men number 17 from February 1966, written once again by Stan the Man Lee, with the incredible art by Jack Kirby. This one is called "And None Shall Survive," or ... hit him with the ellipsis, "And None Shall Survive." We pick up where we left off last issue with the X-Men dealing with the fallout of the Sentinel battle. They're actually getting treated by some EMTs and stuff like that after Papa Chuck landed the helicopter. Go back and see last issue and check that one out. But Hank and Bobby and a little bit of Scott are kind of hurt. So before they're getting taken to a hospital to be checked out, Charles kind of sends them a mental, like, you know what's up? He sends them, he tells them basically, like, don't let them take off your masks. And, you know, Iceman, if you can hear me, because he's pretty hurt, you know, don't melt. And, you know, keep your ice form, because your anonymity, I still can't say that word, anonymity is your key. You don't want them finding out who you are. But mostly the subtext is like, I don't want them to trace you back to me, okay? I ain't getting in trouble for y'all. I will flip on you like that, on a dime. But anyway, Iceman is really hurt. So he's actually on a stretcher while they take him out. The professor, they offered to take, the EMTs for some reason, offered to take him home. But it's like, and mind you, he's still pretending like he doesn't really know the X-Men. He's like, oh, one of these, you know, teenage superheroes will help me. And, you know, it's Warren and Jean. And they're like, yeah, we'll help you, Professor. And meanwhile, he's probably thinking like, well, it ain't Warren because he didn't pass his driving test. But Jean, you know, get behind the rolls, because he's rolling in a Rolls Royce. And very inconspicuous for Papa Chuck. And take me home. And they're like, sure, Mr. Professor X, who we just met, or don't know. And then he's like, ugh! And that's going to be a theme through this issue. So we check in the next day, and this concerned citizen decides to check on these heroes who helped him out. And Iceman, like I said, he is really hurt. Like, they say he's in and out of consciousness. He's in a critical spot right now in his recovery. Hank has a broken leg again. Now, I'm starting to think that leg didn't heal up as well as, you know, they had said before, because he re-broke that leg. He's back in the cast, and like a dummy, he's like, oh, hey, Professor, when he comes in, and Charles is like, I done told you before to keep my name out your mouth. I finally got that saying right from the last issue. Anyway, and so then he starts thinking to himself, Charles, not Hank, you know, the X-Men, it's almost as if he gets a premonition, because he's super psychic, right? He's like, the X-Men, they you know, can't find out their identities. I mean, if the enemies found out about their parents, that would be a weak link. And then there's a panel where he's like, and you know, as well as I do, what we know about Papa Chuck right now is that he's thinking, should I kill their parents? And then there's no weak links. Nah, that's crazy, right? And this is all in his head. He's like, nah. But he don't do it, thankfully. Anyway, like I said, as if by premonition, Angel calls the X-Men hotline, which is their answering machine. And I guess, answering machines aren't too much of a thing right now anymore in 2020, because, I mean, you got your phone on you at all times. But, like, I didn't call my answering machine back in the day the Tom hotline, though. That was really an opportunity missed, I guess. Anyway, he finds out that his parents are coming to visit. Now, Charles is probably half thinking, like, oh, this is a perfect time to kill my first parents of, you know, angels. But he doesn't, thankfully. And he tells him, well, why don't you head to the mansion ahead of time? Because Angel wasn't too hurt. And, you know, intercept him, but be careful. Now, that be careful thing kind of worried me a little bit. Like, what's up? So Angel gets there, and first we have a couple pages of him bragging about how sweet it is to fly. And, like, who the heck wouldn't want to fly? But, like, you don't have to throw it in our face and be a jerk. Anyway, he gets there, and almost immediately, once he gets in the mansion, he gets attacked by an unknown assailant. And this guy just takes him out like that. He's like, you ain't nothing. And he was like, what? Boom, out. And, you know, call me paranoid. Okay, if you did, then that's messed up. You don't know me. Anyway, call me paranoid, but Charles telling him, be careful, and then he automatically gets attacked. Is this another one of Papa Chuck's tough love lessons? Is this one of those, I'm going to play dead so you guys are on your own kind of thing, and then I'm going to pop up like abracadabra, bitches? But he's like attacked. Charles seems like he was kind of in on it, but we don't find that out. But we do cut back to the hospital. We're constantly going back to the hospital to check on the X-Men. And this doctor wants to check Scott's eyes. He's like, just take off your glasses, son. And he's like, no, no, no. And then Charles just happened to be rolling by, and he's like, literally, and he happened to be rolling by, and he's like, what's going on here? Maybe I could be an assistant. Like, all of a sudden, you a doctor there? All of a sudden, you calling shots? But they have a mental conversation, Cyclops and Professor X, and he's like, I can't take my beam thing, my visor off, or he'll be killed. And he's like, nah, go ahead and show him. Show him what's up. And so he goes like, optic blast. Shout out to Marvel vs. Capcom. Anyway, he optic blasts like just a little bit, enough for the doctor to be like, what? What the hell was that? And so he discharges him. He's like, get out of here before you blow something up. So Charles, I mean, he said show him your power, but like, isn't that the right time to do a mind wipe? Like, couldn't he just mind wipe the doctor and be like, yeah, he's fine, dude? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking, so I'm letting him go. But instead, they have to show off his power, and like now, I mean, when the doctor thinks he's dangerous, that's why he discharged him, not because he's like perfectly fine. But he said it was perfect time for a mind wipe, and he didn't mind wipe him. He only mind wipes people that help him out and do nice things for him. Papa Chuck got issues, man. Anyway, Scott and the Professor, they go back to the mansion, and they are attacked, and Charles is like electrocuted, and Cyclops is dealt pretty easily knocked out. So that's 3 X-Men down. We got 3 to go. I mean, I guess Charles is an X-Men. He's on the team. He's the founder, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we cut to Hank and Jean back at the hospital, and Hank's for some reason all healed up again, even though, a couple pages ago he was in a cast, and it's like the same day, and he's like, oh, we mutants heal fast or whatever. Like, that's the first indication he's gonna start talking down to Jean, because Hank was real crappy to Jean in this issue. Like, Jean's like, I'm worried that nobody's checked in when they went back to the mansion. What do you think? And he's like, just like a woman to worry. Now, what was that, dude? Like, I mean, you're always talking down to people, but you adding a thin, or actually a thick layer of sexism on top. Like, I mean, it was a different time, but it was just very uncharacteristic of Hank. Like, he's a jerk, but he ain't a sexist jerk. He's just all-around jerk to everyone, talking down, thinking you better than everyone. We went through this before. We took the same classes. You were in the same AP Chem as me, but, you think you better. So Hank and Jean decide to go to the mansion. He's not going to wait to be discharged like Cyclops and get out of their hospital the right way. So they decide, let's jump out this window, start running to the mansion. Who knows how far it is. So they jump out. Now Hank can, be agile and stuff like that. But Jean jumps out, and then while she's in midair, she's like, oh, right, I remember, because of my power, I can float down easily. What do you mean you just remembered after you jumped? Like, who jumps and has been like, oh yeah, now what if she had forgotten temporarily? What if she was distracted by like, wow, Hank was really rude to me back then, and then splat gray, and she's a Jean cake on the floor. But she remembered her power. I guess Hank could have caught her or whatever, but she remembered her power, and then she and Hank get to the mansion where, surprise, surprise, they are attacked and knocked out very easily. Jean's the last one standing, and she's like, but we don't see, stupid, we don't see who it is just yet. The X-Men are all knocked out. Iceman is alone, but he's in a coma. It ain't looking good for our boys. And, our peeps, our girl, too, whatever. And it's not looking good for him. Then we're about to get the last page. The last panel is the big reveal. Who it is, who's been serving these X-Men these hands, and you know what? I can't even do it justice. I can't even do it justice and describe it as well as I could to just show you. Show, don't tell. Check this out. You ain't gonna regret it. Alright, so I just wanted to focus in on the ending here of this comic, because me describing it wouldn't do it justice. You have Bobby here in the hospital, Iceman, and he's getting some experimental drugs to hopefully make him feel better. The X-Men gotten themselves handled, and they're being tossed in what looks like a giant weather balloon by a still unnamed assailant. Meanwhile, you have this guy sending them flying. Purple gloves might be a dead giveaway, but maybe not. You got Warren's parents driving there, and they're like, well, I hope I see my son. I don't know why he sounds like the dad from Punky Brewster, like Punky. So yeah, Richard and Emily Gilmore here are driving off, and they're checking on the mansion to go visit their boy, and they see the big reveal. What? Oh! Yeah, Magneto is back. Magneto's back in the house. My boy, one of my favorite X-Men, is back to razz the X-Men, cause all kind of shenanigans, and be awesome like he is. I was so excited for that page. I mean, I honestly had some guesses. I thought it was like Mastermind or whatever, but he's still turned into a statue, I guess. And yeah, Magneto, he's been shot up into space, being probed by, I forgot the name of the dude we talked about. But anyway, he was up in space. Somehow he got free. We're going to find out. But yeah, Magneto's back in the house, and the X-Men got a whole new batch of headaches, and it's going to be awesome. And that is the end of the issue. It was a great reveal. I kind of saw it coming because of the outfit. They were leaning towards like a red and like the purple gloves or whatever, but you know, you don't want to get your hopes up in this X-verse. You want to make sure that, like, you know, your surprise is going to be good, and this surprise was really good. Anyways, final thoughts. Take a drink every time I said anyways in this video. Anyways, final thoughts. This was an 8 out of 10. And it was mostly because of the reveal of Magneto, because he is one of my favorite X-Men, to be honest with you, so I'm a little biased. But the issue flowed really good. It was really quick read. It was fun. You know, we kept checking back in with the hospital. Papa Chuck got to yell at a few people, which is always a fun thing. It was entertaining. The reveal was pretty good at the end, so when you flip that page, as you guys saw, it was an exciting thing. Can't wait for the next issue. I want to see where this is going. Want to see what shenanigans Magneto brings to the table now. And yeah, we're going to check that out next week. This has been another issue of Tommy Reads X-Men. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, like and subscribe down here. Hit that bell notification, and you get updates when I update. We're going to be trying some other stuff coming up pretty soon. When we get to maybe like 30, 40 followers, we're going to do some new reveals and stuff, a new series. I'll talk more about that when we get closer, so please tell people to subscribe and check out what we got going up on the channel. Thank you. Later.